Hey guys, now in today's video we're taking a look at the ES28 Pro, and this is one of the most powerful electric bikes that we reviewed on the channel. We're talking about 2,000 watts of power. You heard that right, 2,000 watts. This is not a typo, nor is it me making things up. This bike has a front wheel 1,000 watt motor, and then it has a rear wheel 1,000 watt motor. Top speed of 28 miles per hour, and it has a range of over 65 miles. That's spectacular. Now, something else that really sets this bike aside, and this is a first for us too, 550 pound weight capacity. Yeah, 550 pounds. I can't imagine that. I weigh 180 pounds, so you're talking about, you know how many me's on this? A lot of them. So we're talking about massive, massive cargo capacity. It does have a front shock system, hydraulic, and you'll notice that right under the seat, it has a rear shock system. So this is not a hardtail bike in any means. So that, I think, is spectacular. It has a 7-speed Shimano system, pedal assist, 5 levels of pedal assist, and it also has 3 modes. It has an eco mode, it has a touring mode, and then it has a high performance mode, is how I would call it. So a lot of different options and some ginormous, beefy tires that are like, take me on the dirt. It wants to eat gravel. This is a very stocky looking bike. Between a motorcycle and a bike, it just looks great, guys. It looks great. Now there are a lot of controls here on the bike. On this side, I do have a light control, a horn, pretty loud, a little dinky. I wish it had a little bit more throat to it, not so high pitched, a little bit lower. It has a button right here that turns on the dual power mode, right? So I have single, and then I have dual power, so I can engage both motors. Right now I'm operating on pedal assist 1, and I have a heavy gear because I kind of like riding on a heavy gear. It does have a front and rear wheel disc system, but they're not hydraulic. That's one thing that, I don't know, given the specs on this bike, I wish they were hydraulic. That's probably the only thing. Does it stop? It does. Is it responsive? It is. It's just, come on. Everything else is pretty spectacular. Let's keep it going with the brakes. So hydraulic would have been my preference. The display itself is pretty easy to read. The one that we have right here in front, it's very easy to read, even in this sun. And it just gives you all the information you need. I've just hit pedal assist 2. Woohoo! That cat kicked to it. So pedal assist 2 was there. It has, again, everything is really easy to access. And we're gonna go through this grass so you can see how well this bike performs in this area. Wow, that's nice. That's really nice. So, very nice. You can tell that the tires are Fat Boy tires, so you have the wide tires, which are gonna give you a lot of stability both in sand, in dirt, mud, yes, and on pavement, it has no problem. It does have here a light display that allows you to illuminate the actual display that you're looking at right now if you want to light it up. It also then has a walk mode, which is something I wanted to highlight. So you could actually tell it that, you're walking the bike and it's going to help you as you're walking, so the weight of the bike isn't the weight by itself. And wow, that pedal assist has a lot of power, so we're going to lower it down 1. I was on 2, and I was hitting over 14 miles an hour. That was like really fast, right? And the one thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if there's anything on the display that is indicating when I enable the dual motors, like the 2,000 watts. I'm just trying to see if the 2,000 watt rear and front engagement is, if there's an icon that indicates that. Because again, what you're doing is the back one is the one that's on, and then when you hit the dual power mode, the front one kicks in as well. So you have both of them giving you that excellent power. Now let's go ahead and see how well this bike performs. I'm gonna go ahead and kick this into pedal assist 5, and we're gonna start pedaling to see, wow, yeah, I can feel that. That has acceleration. I put this in the woohoo category. Woohoo! This is definitely fast, and I'm exceeding 30 miles an hour. Oh, that's getting scary fast. It hit 32 miles an hour, just right there. And one of the things I cannot tell, though, is if the dual power motors are on or not. So there's no indicator, so I have to check and see what's going on there. When you do press the brakes, it does tell you on the display that the brakes are being hit. So I like that on the display, and it's really easy to read. All right, we're going to check acceleration out, and I have the dual power off right now. I think it's off, and we're going to hit to see how fast it accelerates. And I think that what I was experiencing was dual power, so I have it now off, and we're hitting 15, 17, 18 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, 21 miles an hour. We're calling out 23, 24, yeah, 25, 25.6 miles an hour. And I think it's going to cap at 26 miles an hour as we just hit there, 26, 26. All right, so you can get up to 26 miles an hour on single power mode. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to see how fast this bike kicks in, and I am noticing that the button itself is slightly raised, a little bit higher when you don't have the dual power on. Again, I still don't see anything on the display that will tell me it, but I see it here. And what we're going to do is, again, this has a twist throttle on the side. What we're going to be doing is hitting that twist throttle to see how fast this goes. I will tell you, I put this in the category of a Tesla when you floor it. When you floor it, it wants to go. And it is also, even though it's going fast, I will say because it has the front and rear tire pulling, you don't get that sudden jerk as if it was only a rear tire pushing. But it is a push. Let's go ahead and try it in a second. So we're coming right now at 3 miles an hour, and we're going to floor it in a second to see how fast it goes. Let's go ahead and get ready. Let's go. And it peeled tires. That front tire and rear tire, I heard it peel. And we're right now hitting 23 miles an hour, 25, 27 miles, 29 miles, 30 miles, 30 miles, 32 miles an hour, and I'm running out of road. That was 32 miles an hour. Oh my God. Definitely a woohoo bike. Definitely a woohoo. Pretty nice. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test it with the speed cam to see how true it is to speed. Let's see how fast it goes. So we're gonna test with the speed cam. It's floored full throttle. I am right now hitting 19, 20 miles an hour. I'm gonna get into pole position to get the fastest possible speed. We are right now clocking at 31, 32, 33 miles an hour. 33 miles an hour, 33 miles an hour, and the clock on the speedometer says I am going too fast. Woohoo! That was fast. That was crazy fast. That really exceeded the speed right there. That was really, really nice. So next we're gonna do is check out the overall suspension, how well it's gonna do in this terrain now. This is a bike path, but it is pretty bumpy, and I wanna see how well the rear and the front suspension are gonna do. And so far, it's pretty good. I don't really feel the bumps. The one thing I will say, and this is just my preference, this is a forward-leaning bike. As you can see, I am leaning a little bit more forward than I am back, and I would love for it to be a little bit higher in the front so that you're not leaning forward as much. That is probably the only comment that I will make on the bike when it comes to that. And let's see what else I would say. Yeah, I turned off the light there, so I think I had my light on. Or was that the reflection? No, the light was on. So what else could I say about the bike? Guys, if you want a powerful bike, if you want a bike that just goes fast, has long range, 65 miles, has a larger capacity, because let's face it, you're a big boy, and you're looking for a bike that can support 550-pound weight capacity. This is it. This is it. I put this in the scary fast category. This is not fast. This is scary fast. I was exceeding 32 miles an hour, and I chickened out. I'll say it. 32 miles an hour, and I chickened out. Very nice. Oh my God. Oh my God, is that nice? So guys, my verdict, this is a buy. Guys, as you saw from the riding experience, this bike is super duper powerful. Uh, we'll just talk about the powertrain before we go into the tires. This has a 1,000 watt motor in the back and a 1,000 watt motor in the front. That's 2,000 watts. This thing is so fast. I would compare it to the power of an electric vehicle like a Tesla. When you hit that throttle, this bike moves. Because it has both a front powertrain and a rear powertrain, what's really nice about this is that you don't get that kind of seat pullback that you do when you hit the throttle. You do get the tires will peel. Like full throttle, if I'm on level 5 and I hit it, the tires, like, they actually peel, and the front and the back do it simultaneously. So that's one of the things I'll say that's pretty amazing about this bike. The other thing is it has a 7-speed Shimano system, so it is a bike and it can work as a bike. You'll notice that it does have a rear soft tail suspension, so this is a soft tail. It doesn't have, it does have a shock in the back, which makes it a very enjoyable ride. You'll see in the back in a couple of the saddle is very nice and has a real nice lighting system. It has a, I don't know if this is more of a dirt bike, I would put a dirt bike type tail for a fender. It's polycarbonate, it's not metal, so it's not going to rust. Disc system you'll see in front and the back. And then what you'll also find is that it has massive 26 by 4-inch tires. These are so good to ride. So good to ride, that's all I can say. But as you can tell, really excited. I just came back from another ride on the bike because my first ride was so good. As we move forward, a couple things that we'll highlight right here. You do have a controller, and this is an odd design. Why does it have the controller here? Why wouldn't they tuck it in maybe in the bottom? I don't know. The saddle, wide, airy, has nice cushion to it. Not overly soft, not too hard. I like a firm saddle. I don't like a soft saddle. In the back, it does have a brake light. By the way, when you press the brake light, there is an indicator in the display telling you that you hit the brake. This is the actual battery level, and you can see the actual suspension system that you have there, and that's a really nice suspension right there. In the front, you can see here we have, let's come back here for a second, we have our adjustable front end fork. This is the type of bike that when you're riding it, you're leaning forward slightly, not a lot, but you are going to lean forward. And that's one of the things that I'd say is, if I had a negative, I'd say that I would like this front fork to be a little bit higher. But when you look at it from the front, take a look at that, guys. It looks like if it was a motorcycle. It has a motorcycle front end, has a fantastic light. Let me see if I can turn it on from here. It's going to turn on. Let me go ahead and make sure it's powered off. So we'll go ahead and power it on, and then we're going to turn on that light so you can see how powerful that light is. That is super bright. It is so bright that it emanates heat, right? So I am feeling that warm up. We'll turn that off, and you can see that is a serious light. Front, the fender is in the back, more like a dirt bike. No front fender over here, but it's in the back, so it's going to keep you clean. And you can see the nice treads that you have there. You do have your disc system here. You'll notice that the brakes are not hydraulic. That's the one other thing I'd say I wish it was, that it had hydraulic brakes, but it doesn't have the hydraulic brakes. Over here, you'll notice that you have all your controls. So this is the light button. It does have a horn. It's not a deep sounding horn, but it is a horn. You then also have your controls right here, your power, your pedal assist 1 through 5. We mentioned that there's 3 modes. It has like an eco mode, and then it has a sports mode, and then it has one more in the middle that I forget what it's called, but I had mentioned it when I was on the ride. You have an information display, and then you have your on-off button here. You'll notice here also you have a really nice display. This is easy to read. And the one thing I'll highlight here is that this is your dual power mode. So when you press it down, you get dual power. I wish the display would show you that dual power is on. You notice I'm pressing it and there's nothing here. Or that this lit up, right? But during the day, it's not going to be that visible. You do see it go down somewhat. So if it's up, you can see that it's much higher. If it's down, it's just a portion of it. So anyways, wish that was the case. And you can see the actual adjustment here. The fork, the front bar is lower. It's not as high as some other bikes. And then here you can, again, see the venting system. And pretty much this is a fantastic bike. Has great cable management, although it does have more cables than most bikes that I've seen. So you can see right there, there's the cables come into this controller. And then they do tuck away in here. There is a cable going to the front motor because you do have a front motor there. And then there's obviously a motor coming in over here. I love the treatment, black and red, that kind of like chrome or high glossed brake system right there. Looks really nice. And there's all in all, this is a stocky bike. 550 pound weight capacity. This is no joke. Fantastic, fantastic bike.